The hardest part is actually getting them to know that they're involved in the program. Attaboy, it was back, but not over, but that's okay. I'm going to tell them, hey, that was good. Let's try again. One more time. Got to move, not over there. I'm going to help him with a little rhythmic energy here with my lead rope. He's trying to figure it out. There we go. Okay. Well, let's see how he's doing today. So my goal is he's already been ridden. He knows how to go somewhere, wear a saddle. But he's also been taught to tolerate things and not participate in things. He didn't really know how to lead, and he was more worried about what was going on outside the round pen than what was going on inside the round pen. So kind of like think of it as I want my horse to make the horse-human connection. So I'm 50% of that, and he's 50% of that, but I'm the one in control here. He doesn't understand me or what I'm doing. But so think about it as if, let's say you're into crocheting and your husband's into hot rods, and you go to a hot rod convention and you're walking around, you don't know what they're talking about. It's like a foreign language. Then you run into somebody and they've got a little bag of crocheting stuff they've towed with them, and you look at each other and you go, yeah, I know crochet. And you go, oh, you get me. That's what I need. I need him to say, you get me. I need to be able to talk to him in a way that he understands, that he reaches out to make the connection with me, to say, you get me. I want to put in effort to be with you. I'm not afraid. I'm not running around looking what's outside. I want him to be here with me, or keep looking to me, okay? Instead of climbing on, riding, hoping everything is going to go okay, I want to prepare my horse and I know things are going to go okay. Let's face it, this stage of the game, I'm not 20. Fall off, I get hurt. I can do more on the ground to prepare my horse to be ridden, and to prepare my horse to be able to handle all the things that we will come up against or come across in life that are beyond our control and beyond our horse's control. But the first thing I have to do is make the connection to get him to want to be here. I don't know if you watched some of the other videos, he was worried about running around the outside of the arena. He didn't lead very good. But today, it's interesting. Yesterday, he didn't want to look at me out of his right eye. Today, he's giving me his right eye. So, it doesn't matter where your horse is. Always have to go back to the very beginning. Does my horse perceive my tools as a threat? Are they afraid of them? I hear people say, oh, my horse doesn't like that stick and string. Well, then that's your job, to see that he gets over that, to see that he sees it as something that's a good thing. It's not a threat. It's not a potential problem. It's not going to cause him pain or hurt him. Let him know that he can stand here and be confident and calm and relaxed, and know that you have his best interest at heart. He's got to play his role. He's got things he's got to do. And I'm going to show him and help him figure out how to do those things, how to respond, how not to overreact, how to think his way through the puzzle, not just explode. With the way things are today, people getting really good big prices for horses on the internet and at auctions. You know, there's a buzzword of learned compliance, learned helplessness. I mean, yeah, it's real easy to teach one to stop, stand, and don't move. Because you see people, you know, they get them started and they jump on their backs and they crack whips. They've taught the horse just to stop and stand there. And what happens to a lot of these horses is then they go internal. They go to a little happy place. Just like when we were kids in school. And the teacher, whatever it was that was going on, we were bored. So we got looking out the window or thinking about something else and not learning. Well, those are the horses that when they wake up or they get to their threshold where they can't take anymore, then they react. They don't think. They don't think their way through the problem. They react. Well, this horse just came to me. He walked into me. He says, okay, I get it. I see that, Joe. I see you see me. I see that. That's pretty cool. But I want him awake. I don't want him shut down. I want him to be participating. And the best way to get him to participate is by, and we've all heard it, recognize the slightest try. Well, what is the slightest try? The slightest try first is maybe that he looks at me. Maybe he flicks his ear at me. Then I have to work a little bit harder to get him to actually really commit to looking at me. He's not thinking about what else is going on anywhere else. He's just, he looked at me, he followed me. That's pretty cool. That's a big deal. Standing still can lead you into a false sense of security. Notice whether your horse, his jaw is locked. Are their eyes glazed over? Are they motionless? Don't fall for that. That could be your downfall. That could be the biggest problem that you run across. That could be a helicopter ride that you didn't plan on. If my horse is engaged and present, they'll think their way through a problem and they're less likely to overreact to it. And that's what I want to teach them. I want to teach them to not overreact. Stop, wait, think their way through it. Be part of it. Ask me questions. Is this okay? Is this good? What's going on? So I'm going to go through my little checklist. Okay. So he's a lot better than he was the other day when we first started. So I'm going to go through my little checklist. Can he move his hind end away? Can he yield his hindquarters? Can he move away from rhythmic pressure? Very good. Not perfect, but much better. We'll work on it. Okay, can he move his shoulder away from rhythmic energy? Can he follow my feel? I'm doing two things at once. I'm asking him, can you follow my feel and move forward? Oh boy. I'm going to take this because I want to be able to ride him. This is my rein. Can I move his hind end over with this rein? Oh boy. Have him think his way through. Oh boy. Very good. And be present, not be reactive. Be confident. He knows what to do when I ask of him. So the really important part is being aware, always aware of what they think and feel. Notice the little things, but be consistent. Be consistent that when you ask him to yield his hindquarters, you follow through. That you just don't go, oh, well, never mind. I got started and, oh, never mind. I mean, I've been guilty of it. We all have been. So I've got him working off of rhythmic energy. Now can I get him to step away from steady pressure? Very good. A steady pressure supports rhythmic pressure. We'll get over here where everybody can see. So I'm going to start back here. Now my goal is to move this point up to where my leg is going to be. But I'm going to start back here because it makes more sense to him. I'm more direct with pushing the hip over. That a boy. That a boy. But as I get better and better at this, I'll move it forward to where my leg is going to be, so it makes sense when I go to get on. Atta boy. But steady pressure, if rhythmic pressure is getting a little sticky, steady pressure can help. As steady pressure improves, rhythmic pressure will improve. Atta boy, and vice versa. Now, I want him to move his shoulder over. I want this right front foot to move back and over. I'm going to start up here at the crook of his neck, right back behind his jaw. Wherever he moves his head and neck, I'm going to kind of stay in position. I'm going to move there with him and wait till he moves his feet. Okay, wasn't the foot I wanted, but he moved away. He's kind of getting the idea. I got to start somewhere. Hardest part is finding a place to start. The hardest part is actually getting them to know that they're involved in the program. Attaboy, it was back, but not over, but that's okay. I'm going to tell them, hey, that was good. Let's try again. One more time. Got to move, not over there. I'm going to help him with a little rhythmic energy here with my lead rope. He's trying to figure it out. There we go. Okay, not perfect, but he's getting the idea. Now, he's a aged horse. That's okay. He can stand a little more pressure, a little more repetition. But I'm going to do a little bit and go on. Okay? Here's what we do as humans. We try to practice ourselves with getting things perfect. The reality of it is it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be working in the right direction. Attaboy. Now, he's kind of a little worried there. I hope you saw that. His head came up. He wasn't relaxed. So I didn't want him to put too much energy in, so I'm going to rub him to a stop. Okay? So, overreactive horses, that's what I'll do. You get them to move, and then you rub them to a stop. Pushy horses, you got to get big and push until they move away from you. Okay? And then when they go, that's, let's see. No, you don't know. But when our goal is the non-reactive horse is to get them to be more reactive or be lighter, more responsive, let's say, and the overreactive horse to be less responsive. So if they're moving away out of fear, lots of rub to a stop. Little bit. And the horse that doesn't move away, got to get bigger and bigger until they put energy and effort into moving away. Attaboy. Okay, now, licking and chewing is the start of it. He's starting to think. Once I get him good at that, I'm not going to accept licking and chewing anymore. But I will accept relax. Licking and chewing is just him starting to think his way through the puzzle. Okay, now the puzzle is, can you move your feet away from this pressure? And if he's moving his head and neck and not his feet, I have to keep moving into a position where I'm at the same place. Now he's going to throw his head up. He's going to try other things. He's got to think his way through the puzzle. There he goes. He moves his feet. That's when the pressure releases. It's not the pressure that teaches. It's the release of pressure. Let's come on back over here, biggin. Very good. Let's try that again. Now, I'm using the butt end of my stick and string because the other end can fall off, slides off, and I get frustrated with it. Okay, now I got the stick in my left hand. There he goes. Wasn't perfect, but it was in the right step in the right direction. He may not have known what he did. It's okay. I'm going to start over again. All these other things he's doing, throwing his head up, it's just because he's not moving his feet. When he figures out that all he has to do is move that foot over. Oh boy. And he has to make the connection with the pressure to the foot. Sometimes it takes a little bit. It takes being consistent. What a good guy. Okay, so I'm going to ask him, can he back up? Does he know how to back up? Very good, he does. Now, does he know how to back up if I put my hand on his nose? Because if I'm riding, he needs to know how to get off of pressure here and connect it to his feet. That's all we're doing. It's taking pressure and connecting it to his feet. So I'm going to go ahead and walk along with him. Yesterday, he didn't want to lead. He's 8 years old. You'd think his horse knows how to lead. Well, he doesn't. Because if he did, he'd have walked with me. But yesterday's little adventure that we did and we worked with him has really helped. You ready to go? Okay, I'm not going to leave without him. I'm going to put a little rhythmic energy behind him. Because see, now he's not afraid of the stick and string. He's not afraid of energy behind him. So he knows he can walk along with me. When I stop, I want him to stop. I want to stay relatively here off of his shoulder. I want him to be right here so he can see me out of his eye. You know, I'm not going to just walk off and let him drag like I'm dragging a crackhead to rehab. As I walk, I want him to take and go off with me. Here you go. But I'm not going to drop him off and leave him back there. I'm going to be aware of that. No matter where I go, no matter what I'm doing, I'm always going to be aware that he's here with me. I want him to be here with me. This is my friend. I want him to know that I'm his friend. I want him to know I always see him. Okay? I'm not going to just drop him off. Whatever I do on his left side, I'm going to do on the right side. Can you go with me? He says, I don't know. Okay. I'll take you with me. What a good boy. Yeah, come on, go with me. Practice your riding while you're on the ground. Boy. Very good. All these things he's got to get good before I get on and ride him. So I'm going to practice his backing up. And they have to be able to do it from a distance. The further away I can do it, the better off. Now let's see if he's going to connect my hand in the lead rope here. Now I'm going to support him with a little rhythmic energy. We've taught him how. Very good. There's the slightest try. But the big change is for how he was looking at things yesterday. Well, it's a good boy. Just don't run off and do something. No, just take a step and relax. Atta boy. Because we as humans, we want to do too much all at one time. We want them to turn and run off and do flying lead changes and get all this stuff done. Well, reality of it is, before he can do that, I just have to have him turn and go around the circle and be confident in what I've just asked him. What a good guy. Now, if he chooses to stop, that's okay. I'm not going to push him on. I'm going to wait. There we go. And then I'll say, yeah, that was good. Can you keep going? Oh, we got a loose horse. Where's Bellamy? What are you doing over there, Bellamy? He said, Joe, is this good? I know there's a loose horse. But I need you to keep going around the circle. Keep going around the circle. Yeah, you keep that up, boy. Yes, very good. Can you keep going? It's a good boy. It's a good boy. can I yield his hindquarters from here? Now, even with the loose horse out back, he's more interested in what I have to offer him than what's going on over there. She has. She's got raging hormones. Very good. You know, and just when you think things aren't working good, or it's getting really bad, don't worry about it. It always gets worse before it gets better. Let's see. Can I yield his hindquarters from a distance? Oh, hey, wait a minute. That's what I wanted. Okay. Building your timing and feel is as important as helping your horse. Because here's the thing. I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to ruin my horse. I don't want to wreck him. That's the only way you're going to learn, is by making a mistake and then learn. If you know how you made the mistake, you can figure out how to fix it. A good boy. Now, can you go to my right? He says, I think I can. There you go. He made it through. He didn't move a foot, but he looked that way. That's 90% of the battle. Can you go this way? Very good. Now I'm hooking up to his foot. Very good. I'm going to let him kind of keep going. What a good boy. Very good. That's it. I'm here. I get you. Yeah. We're in the crochet club. Very good. Can you keep going? Very good. What a good guy. I would rather take the time here and know when I climbed on him, he was solid and with me and thinking, than to hope. All the riding you can put on one, and you're still not going to fix problems that you can fix here on the ground. I can set things up in scenarios up here and fix all these things. I'm not going to create a great relationship with them in the saddle as I will here on the ground. Oh boy. What a good guy. This is the horse I want him to be. He's attentive, he's thinking, he's looking. He's made a huge improvement today. Now don't be frustrated if tomorrow it falls all apart. He's not afraid of my tools. He's doing great. Now, knowing when to quit's a big deal. Sometimes discretion's the better part of valor. Just because maybe what I had planned to do today, I didn't get to, or I had to be distracted to do something else. Or maybe today, what I was working on yesterday was mediocre, but today he offered all this great stuff. It's not what I wanted to do. Maybe today I just let him have this huge success in learning it's okay to be with me, because I was going to do some other things to kind of help him through. But this is a huge success. This is the horse I'm looking for. This is an engaged horse. His eyes are blinking. His ears are moving. He's looking at me out of his right eye, which is a big deal. He didn't want me to see him out. He didn't want to see me out of his right eye. This is a big deal. So today, this is where we'll quit. Yeah. Because he had a lot of things done to him, not with him or for him, He didn't know how to participate. He didn't know how to engage with people. So this is pretty cool. I'll quit here. Hope you get a little bit from this. Thanks for watching.